Today, we're stepping into another world, a world of marble staircases, gilded ceilings, and ocean views. I'm in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island, exploring the iconic Gilded Age mansions that line this historic coast. These weren't just houses, they were summer cottages for some of the wealthiest families in America. We're talking grand ballrooms, secret gardens, and so much incredible craftsmanship, you'll feel like you've stepped into a period drama. I'll take you through a few of my favorite spots, share some fun history, and of course, we'll take some time to soak in the coastal magic that makes Newport feel like a dreamy escape. So grab a cozy drink, settle in, and let's explore together. My day started like any other slow summer morning, coffee in hand, and that warm golden light spilling across the backyard. I stepped outside, ready to watch the chickadees and cardinals flip between the feeders, only to find the feeders laying in the grass and the seeds scattered like confetti. Here comes the bear in my backyard suburban neighborhood. It's funny how nature has a way of reminding you that no matter how serene your mornings feel, you're still sharing the neighborhood with some wild and very hungry neighbors. If you've ever dreamed of visiting New England, or you're simply curious about the cozy charm and seasonal magic we enjoy here, come along with me. I'm a local, sharing trip ideas, hidden gems, and all the things aesthetic and nostalgic, and slow living in beautiful New England. On this trip, my hubby and I are taking my son to visit universities in Rhode Island. Since it's 2 hours away, we thought we'd show my son the opulent mansions and make it a fun weekend escape. We stopped for lunch at Back 40 in the town of Kingston, where we were touring the University of Rhode Island. They offered American comfort food and craft beers. Check out the Claiborne Pell Newport Bridge, known to the locals just as the Newport Bridge. It's Rhode Island's most iconic landmark, which spans Narragansett Bay. We had a lovely URI tour, and we moved on to lunch, and now we're heading to the mansions. So here's a little overview. The Newport Mansions are a collection of grand, historic homes in Newport, Rhode Island, built primarily during America's Gilded Age. These homes were the extravagant summer cottages of some of the country's wealthiest families. Think Vanderbilts and Astors. They showcase jaw-dropping architecture, luxurious interiors, and European-inspired design. Each of the mansions have a name, so welcome to the Breakers. Walking into the Breakers feels like stepping into another world, one where every marble column, gilded ceiling, and sweeping ocean view was designed to impress. The sheer scale of the rooms makes you pause, but it's the details that really draw you in. The carved woodwork, the glittering chandeliers, the way the light pours in from the Atlantic. Standing there, it's hard to imagine this was once just a summer cottage for the Vanderbilts. A cool side note is you can see the sign for the Gilded Age TV series. My hubby and I went home and watched all of the current series available up to this point, and I would highly recommend it. We say goodbye to the breakers, leaving through narrow streets, and head towards downtown Newport. It's an area with shops, restaurants, bars, and historic architecture. We stop for dinner at the smokehouse for some famous barbecue. The barbecue was tangy and delicious, and I washed it down with an ice-cold cider. It was time to rest at a nearby Holiday Inn. I was surprised by how lovely the room was. It was large. We had a bed on one side of the room, and then in a whole separate area there was a couch that pulled out into a bed for my son. Got my touring outfit on, grabbed some breakfast downstairs, and then we were off for another tour. So I'm reminded we're not just here for a weekend escape. We're here for my son to look at colleges. As we walk across the campus greens, I find myself watching him with both pride and a quiet ache. I'm in a season of my life where I'm starting to picture the days ahead, ones where the house will be a little quieter. I'm in my 50s now. I'm standing at the edge of this new chapter, learning that empty nest doesn't mean empty life. It means room for growth for the both of us. He's stepping into his future, and in a way, I'm stepping into mine. Next up on our mansion tours is Château-sur-Mer. I always love this one because probably of the mansard roof. It has a haunted house look to it. And inside, it's very dark, but also just so cool. Take a look. Let me know what you think.
It's a beautiful life, amazing and true. Every day is a blessing, fresh and new. It's a beautiful life, let your heart shine bright. We're all in this together, walking in the light. It's a beautiful life, let's make it right. It's a beautiful life, embrace the light.
For your convenience, each of the mansions have these takeaway papers. They're little booklets that tell you about each of the rooms, and if you take a self-guided tour, they came in quite handy. Now on to the last house on our tour, the Marble House. I asked my son to pick 3 from the flyers you saw, and these were the 3 he went with. Let's take a look at the mansion William Vanderbilt built in the 1880s, and all the lavish marble he used throughout. Exiting the mansion, we headed straight out to the Chinese tea house. This is actually open as a restaurant, but just be aware that it closes at 3:30, even though the mansions are sometimes open till 4 or 5 p.m. Please check times before you go, and it's best if you make a reservation for the Chinese tea house. But just have a look as it sits on the ocean. It's absolutely beautiful. All along these mansions runs the cliff walk, where you can wander between the opulence of Gilded Age architecture and the endless expanse of the Atlantic. It's one of those places that feels both grounding and otherworldly at the same time. My husband and I first came here years ago on an anniversary getaway, and ever since, Newport has held a special place in my heart. The beauty here lingers long after you leave, so much so that one of my romance novels, Flight Plan, was inspired by this very setting. In the story, it's the fictional town of Oldport, but Its soul comes straight from Newport's windswept cliffs and timeless charm. We have a 2-hour ride home, but first I need a coffee. Of course, stopping at Starbucks is always one of my most favorite treats. We made it to Wellesley, Massachusetts, where we pulled off for some dinner at the local. With our bellies full, we returned home after a beautiful weekend. If you enjoyed this type of content, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, my friends.